don't want none. West side, you don't want none. North side, you don't want none. South side, you don't want none. East side, you don't want none. West side, you don't want none. North side, you don't want none. South side, you don't want none. East side, you don't want none. West side, you don't want none. North side, you don't want none. South side, you don't want none. East side, you don't want none. West side, you don't want none. North side, you don't want none. South side, you don't want none.
Right here on DTLR Radio. Now listen, we got a lot going on right here. I told y'all I had some guests that were pulling up to the studio. Yep, and they are here. They have arrived, and you know I want to show these brothers some love, and I want to make sure DTLR Nation knows what's going on right now, and I want to shout them out, man. So Baltimore, we had a big release, right? You know, we reintroduce ourselves to the world, that is, via Netflix. Hold on one second. We reintroduce ourselves to the world via Netflix, man, by a documentary called Dark City Beneath the Beat, man. It was absolutely amazing. I have two of the stars of the documentary right here. One goes by the name of Mighty Mark and one goes by the name of Neek. What's up, fellas?
What up?
What's good, bro? What's good?
My bad. One more time. Say what's up to the people.
What up?
First, I want to give y'all a round of applause real quick. Round of applause for your contributions to the film.
Thank you.
That's first of all. You know, it was a great film. I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. Not being as diverse in the Baltimore club scene, but just seeing it through the story, through the lens of you guys, I understood it a lot more. And shout out to TT, shout out to TSU Terry, shout out to everybody that was a part of the making of the film. How was it being a part of this?
I mean, it was a amazing experience, to say the least. You know, to have someone step in, such as TT the artist, and not only decide that the culture needed that type of exposure, but to put it together as beautifully and visually as she did. You know, you gotta hats off to TT, man.
Definitely.
Shout out to TT. Mark, how you feel, man?
I'm feeling great. I mean, being a music supervisor of the film and being able to to soundtrack these youth stories, and we didn't know it was going to be on Netflix. We just working, scraping pennies together in a house in Brooklyn and South Baltimore, just making club tracks, and to see it come from this space to be worldwide and see the reception and get Issa Rae, one of the biggest supporters of black culture, you know, supporting it and pushing it and promoting it. It's just a blessing, and it shows that there's a lot to be seen in Baltimore. Baltimore is hot right now from all sides: hip hop, club, you know, dancing, radio, media. Baltimore on right now, so it just feels wonderful to see that support from the outside world and the reception the film that has been getting.
So I have a question for both of you guys, right? When did you each fall in love with club music and the club scene?
Well, in terms of me, I used to volunteer at a recreation center, like doing music. I was making hip-hop beats, type of Kanye West, Common type of soul beats, but the kids wanted to dance to club music. It's like 06, 07. Like, hey, Mark, well, you can't make a club beat. I said, well, all it is doom, 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 doom. But it's really more to it. So I started nibbling and nabbling with it. And then I sent a few emails to KW Griff. I sent a few emails to K Swift. And I ain't really think none of it. And then people in my ear like, hey Mark, man, they playing your stuff on the radio. They shouting out your ale. And then I started getting more into it. I was one of the first producers to really put Baltimore club music on the internet. Because back in the day, you can only get it like from mom and pop stores, or DTLR was one of the biggest places to get Baltimore club music, and I started spreading online and people started booking me to go out of state, etc. But really it's just that feeling of being in the club. So probably right in my high school years, like 06, 05, 07.
Yeah, roughly about, I mean, for most it's usually about that high school era. You know, for me, that's when we got we was tunnel babies, because those was like the middle school parties. You could definitely get into the tunnel, but when Swift came around with the Super Sundays, that's really when it started jumping for us. You was able to go pick up the soundtracks. If you had the soundtracks, you was home preparing for the Sunday party, listening to the music. And even if you didn't have a dance move, you knew that was your joint where you and your crew was going to get live or some set. You know what I mean? So definitely it was roughly, I want to say that 8th grade, 9th grade, 13, 14-ish. And then, the culture just, it does more than grow on you. It becomes a huge part of everything at that time period for us. Me and Mark's paths actually crossed because, once I got to college and decided I wanted to do the King of Baltimore event, I hooked up with a crew that was really, really associated with him through, from going to Poly. And since they were always Poly guys, it was literally like a phone call. Yo, we need a producer who can make the tracks. And Mighty was already putting in his work. Next minute, it was like our brand was getting shouted out on the radio. And we like, yo, we didn't even know Mark was working like that. You know what I mean? Like, it was dope.
I hear that, man. I hear that. The music run deep. It get to all of us, at some point in time, and we just fall in love with it. And I'm glad to see you guys have progressed in your love for the music and being able to still be, true to yourselves. And we're going to get into a little old school club music. Why not? Why not do this the right way since we're here on DTLR Radio and representing, we in the Unruly Studio. So it's only right we get into this DJ class. Kanye West. Yes, Kanye on the club record, man. I'm the Ish. Right here on DTLR Radio. Keep it locked.
Yeah, hey, yeah, third, mighty, mark, hey, so, hey, yeah, look alive when you catch that beat. Peep the footwork while you watching my feet. Prepping them moves, know the time gon' come. Locked in with the vibe, but you feel so free. They told me I was headed to some places. 11 years old, we was jamming in the basement. You're calling me out when it comes to battling. We'd never be a tie unless you messing with your laces. Face it, baby.
I go by the name of FadamGotDaJuice. I'm sitting with 2 stars of the Dark City Beneath the Beat documentary about. So it's been a mix-up about what the actual documentary was. I'm seeing the arguments online, right? And we're not going to touch too deep on the arguments because we all positive over here, right? But I don't want to say what it was about. Yeah. Can you guys exactly tell the people what it's about?
Okay. So Dark City Beneath the Beat is a musical. First of all, it's not a traditional documentary. It's a musical soundtrack by Baltimore club music, highlighting the deficiencies in the community, etc. So, and people might have thought it was a history of club music, and that story still needs to be told. But this is the springboard for us to be able to tell those additional stories. So when you leave from watching this film, you'll feel a little bit about the culture and certain stories of people within the actually culture as well. And we're going to do a Dark City extended as well. We're going to do series. So we have a lot more stuff coming, but this is just this is a musical. This is an art piece. Think of Kanye West Runaway when he had a video for each song on the album. And the visuals meaning more. So it's mainly an art piece.
I get it. And shout out DJ Clash for being on the soundtrack. Neek, go ahead.
To kind of address it a little bit, just touch bases on it. I think what most people don't understand is just like the life of hip-hop culture, Baltimore club culture has been around that long. So, mind you, I'm 33. I can't tell you the history and the life, and I don't feel as though it's my place to. It's not my place to tell you the full history and life of it. However, what I can do is I can spark your interest back into it. I can spark your interest by telling you my story. I can tell you what I've done over the last 15, 20 years. Mark can tell you what he's done over the last 15, 20 years. And if that's not history, I don't know what is. You know what I mean? So it's like we don't want to misrepresent and go out here telling stories of times that we weren't even around for, weren't even born for.
Or you wasn't old enough, you wasn't fully in the mix.
Let us spark your interest by understanding what we've been doing to keep the youth and keep the movement going while opening the doors for everybody else to now get that spotlight to tell their story.
What did this film mean to you guys to be a part of it? Like, what did it mean to you?
It's probably one of my life's work in the sense that so many local musicians and local artists have been able to been featured in the film. Over 100 artists putting money in a lot of artists' pockets and shedding light to a lot of different artists. And we couldn't get everybody. Certain people that we reached out to, but just especially even not about me, but just the youth that's in this film. Fat Girl, the tribute to Fat Girl, Yana Baby, TSU Turn, the King of Baltimore Mello. All these people who go through everyday struggles, their stories are on Netflix. That's a once in a lifetime opportunity. This is not YouTube. Even though everybody got YouTube too, but this is on Netflix and not even just about me, but just to touch all those artists and those different people and activate that community in that way.
Like, you gotta understand, especially when you compare modern time to, a time of past. Netflix is your modern day AMC. It's your modern day release. Some of your biggest movies of the year are being released on these platforms. So to just be able to be put into that bracket, it's kind of crazy when we woke up, and you see coming soon. So it's happening. And then when you wake up and you see it next to some of the dopest films you enjoy watching, when you see it smack in the middle of some of the biggest names, you kind of, it's an accomplished feeling in that. And I think that's something our city hasn't had. Don't get me wrong, we all fans of the bodies of work that represent the culture and, the struggle of Baltimore. But there has to be, some light shown that, again, allows the artist to be seen. Again, allows that stigma of what Baltimore is to be turned into a new light. Individuals are past in the industry. I'm telling you, my life work. I've been out of town where people see me and be like, bro, what's your phone number? And I go, 443 or 410, and they like, yo, you might want to change that.
You know what's crazy? I'm embarrassed. Well, not embarrassed, but I have a 202 number.
Oh yeah.
I have a 202 number.
And because of the stigma of the business.
Yeah, I also used to live in DC, but
I never think about that.
Yeah, I'm Baltimore bred, but yeah, it definitely is. It's easier to say, hey, my number is, lock me in, it's 202. Yeah.
Because of that stigmatization.
When you say that 41943, you're like, Baltimore.
I learned something new today.
So, and this literally is one of the things that now people will be able to see it and say, yo, they got something going on down there. Let's check it out.
That's true, man. You guys did a fantastic job in the film once again. We want to thank y'all for stopping by. Any last words for the people? Let them know where to follow you at.
Yeah, well, my name is Mighty Mark. Instagram, Twitter, all social media at I Am Mighty Mark. Make sure y'all go to Netflix and stream Dark City Beneath the Beat and follow at Dark City Bmore. Bmore Club. That's all I gotta say.
Hold on, Mark, real quick. You don't just do Baltimore Club beats though. You do regular hip hop beats
exactly.
Shout out my girl Kalada the Pen as well.
Exactly.
She's on that soundtrack and she's actually in the movie.
Yes.
Singing fabulously. She has the Baltimore anthem at the end.
Yes.
I love her voice, so I want to shout her out.
Yes.
Yeah, and I want to let y'all know Mighty Mark gets busy in that booth. Right. But he does charge. And you have a studio as well, right?
Well, actually, I'm moving from the studio, so I'm about to set up a new spot.
Okay. I just want to make sure we plugged everything.
No problem. All good.
Neek, go ahead. Do your thing.
So
BmoreThanDance.
BmoreThanDance is the brand. I am the CEO. Formerly known as Unique. Now they call me Neek B. Thought I was getting on my ditty. Changing the name up a little bit.
There's nothing wrong with a rebrand, my brother. Nothing wrong with a rebrand.
Stay forward. We got King of Baltimore, November 20th. With this, you're going to want to get your tickets early. You're definitely going to want to be a part of this show. Right now, I'm looking at $2,500 cash prize. I'm trying to get it to about 5,000, maybe even 10 bands with the right sponsors. DTLR. So, just throwing things out there in the atmosphere for the world to catch on to it. But be sure to follow us. You can follow me at NeekB_, but more importantly, follow the movement at BmoreThanDance, where you'll see a plethora of the youth that's putting in work to be the next representation of the Baltimore club culture.
Where do y'all see Baltimore going in the future? I know I asked y'all a closeout question, but it got me thinking real quick. Where do you guys see the future of the Baltimore club music?
I see Baltimore becoming more self-sufficient. I remember when I first started, we really didn't have an industry. We didn't have as many outlets that were birthed from people within the culture like DTLR.
Yeah.
So now we got artists doing like we always had talent, but now we got more managers. We got more videographers.
Right.
We got more PR. We got people being publicists. So I see Baltimore, especially since where we're located, becoming more of a semi-hub. It's not going to be the New York or LA, but a little semi-hub. We got a lot of creatives on here. Like we got directors that be here that's on Netflix.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got artists that's getting signed, you know, the Def Jam and all kinds of things. So it's about to get hot.
I think that the world is going to open its eyes to understanding that constantly, as we see, every few years there's some demographic, there's some city, there's some culture that steps up into what we know to be the hip-hop community, and they make a stamp and they implement it. And I think what you see, especially when it comes down to the music and the dancing and people testing waters, you're going to start to familiarize yourself with the Baltimore club sound. Whether you realize that it's the Baltimore club sound, whether you call it something else, at the end of the day, I think it is getting to that point where we are implementing our staple on the industry as a whole.
I could dig that. Last but not least, who won the Baltimore versus Jersey battle the other day?
Baltimore
won.
Sound biased.
Right.
I don't want my Jersey people. I love y'all. I don't want y'all going on.
I love y'all, but we coming. We got a lot of things in the works. You know, the youth are pioneering different dance events. So I like to shout them out so that, you know, they know that it's all love there, as well as BmoreThanDance. We got the PB&J with DJ Neek from Jersey. That's Philly, Baltimore, Jersey's club event. And just know that it's a lot of bags about to be thrown around to this dance culture, man.
Oh, man, y'all hear that? A lot of bags getting thrown around. Now y'all go get you one. Go get you one, all right? FadamGotDaJuice something here, man. Look, signing out, I want to thank these brothers for stopping through DTLR today, man, and, you know, sharing the story and giving us some of the backstory of the Baltimore club and how this documentary got produced. And make sure y'all go check it out, man. Dark City Beneath the Beat. It's a dope documentary, trust me. Netflix. And it's not even long. It's on Netflix. It's not long. It's on like an hour and 5 minutes or something like that. I'll check it out with no problem. And you can do the same, all right? Until then, man, keep it locked right here. DTLR Radio, your fashion, your lifestyle, your music. Let's go.
Ooh.